So first time I ever heard about this lake was when I was really into me fishing. I was quite young, and it was always in the angling press, and it was on TV, well, on all the TV programs. And it's one of those places when you're that young. I was really young, lived in Suffolk at the time, and when I eventually came here, I actually came here when I was in my teens, working for a company in Suffolk, and actually netted summer bay donkeys years ago, and that was it really. And then I was at doing a guest slot at a Sparsholt meeting, and Miles was there, and he approached me afterwards and said, "Can you come down and have a look?" And walk round, and we were discussing snag removal and bits and pieces like that. And it went from there. I sort of said, well, you know, if we do what I do, then the anglers are going to get a bit upset. But he said, well, I just want you to do that. So we bought a big machine in, and we took a lot of the snags out, which upset quite a few of the anglers. But the reality of the situation is we're not doing it to upset the anglers, we're doing it to protect the fish. And while we were doing that, we uncovered some carcasses of some fish. The amount of line and braid was phenomenal. And those areas, which obviously everyone fished to, you know, that's just what happens. But by removing the worst of the snags and replanting it with iris, as you can see down in the areas we've done, it was always one or two moans, but the reality is it moves the fish around the lake a lot more, and it does work. You just have to stick at it and do it properly. And it went on from there really. After that, we identified which were just immensely overgrown and neglected stock ponds. The one in the top there, you couldn't even see it. You literally couldn't see it. It was unbelievable. So to be fair, Miles just let us get on with it, and with their help, we developed what you can see now, and hopefully we'll see some fish today. They've done really well. They're all homegrown fish. They're all Carp Society fish. Haven't bought any on site apart from the eggs from Farriers a couple of years ago, just to kick-start it really. They've been fed, and just everything's been kept like we always try and do really. Very straightforward, very simple, but sticking to it. You can set these ponds up and get them all well and good, but if you're not willing to stick to a plan and follow it through, you don't get the results. So just like I say, we just kept it simple. We couldn't empty and drain these lakes down dry, which is what I want to do, simply because they're on the water table. They were never clay lined, which is a bit of a shame, but you just work with what you've got. So we drained them as low as we could, got the old bits and pieces of rudd and tench and bits and pieces like that out, and then just put the carp in, fed them. They paid for the electric, which was a godsend. Over the summer we've just had, the water's very low. So having that electric, and it all costs money, but like Miles will tell you, just the fish we've just today hopefully going to put back in the lake, you know, they're worth thousands of pounds, so it all pays off in the end, and it's safe and secure, and you can carry on doing that now forever. The fish are here, it's a safe, secure environment with the fence and the cormorant lines, so it's all worked out really well, and that's, in my mind, how you should develop these. To me, the Carp Society, and especially Horseshoe and Farriers, they're historic carp waters, and they're few and far between these days. You know, everyone can bang on about all the new breed of carp waters and the super fish you have, but you know, this place is quite special, and it's getting better and better. After all the turmoil they had in the last 10 years, things are on the up, and the place is fishing really well, and the catch returns are improving every year. So, you know, it's partly down to having someone in the office who knows what they're doing and doesn't take any rubbish. So we're thankful for that, and it's all worked out well, and we're just proud to be involved. You know, it's great to come here and show them what they've been doing over the years. So we're all wet and cold now, but it's well worth it. As you can see, we've gone through all the ponds. They're all very different sizes of fish. Picked out some pretty ones to show off, etc. But it's impressive growth, really. I mean, you know, we're dealing with small quantities of fish just to satisfy the needs of the Carp Society. In years to come, there'll be surplus fish, but right now it's all about satisfying what's going on right here, right now. The results are there for anyone to see. I mean, you know, we're feeding cereal pellets, we're doing everything simply, no chemicals, all the stuff that we promote heavily because we believe that's how to develop and promote fisheries. So yeah, it's some cracking fish, and anyone can do it. You just have to have a plan in place and follow that plan through, and just not believe everything you read. Just stick to the basics, follow them through, follow a plan, and you'll get the same results as you've had here.